Hey everyone, I figured I'd introduce you guys to my creation I made a few years ago. Um, this right here is Eddie Prime, uh, basically my namesake for this channel. Um, I made it, I forget how many years ago it was. Um, Went into Kamikaze in Davis Square, Massachusetts, and they had a Beast Hunters Optimus Prime, which happens to be like one of my favorite Optimus Prime designs. So I figured I was going to make myself an Eddie Prime figure roughly around the same time that I came up with the name Eddie Prime. I always had envisioned doing some sort of artwork and going as far as making a custom figure of Eddie Prime and what he represents. Um, Now, when I first built Eddie Prime, this, you know, custom right here, I basically built him in robot mode, and I had no idea if he was able to transform or not. Thankfully, he can still transform, which I think is fucking cool because one thing I hate more than anything are transformers that don't transform. So I will never buy like these statues or kits or whatever else they have out there now in the stores that just don't transform. Kind of defeats the purpose having a transformer. Um, yeah, the only thing is his head. I mean, the panel can flip, but just the way the head is sculpted that I used of Eddie, um, it doesn't lock in place like it used to back when it was just Optimus Prime. So I figured Eddie Prime, I should say, is cocky enough that he doesn't fully transform and keep his head hidden. It's kind of like when Megatron in the live action movies, every when he's transforming into vehicles, the first couple of films, his face and head was always seen. Um, the flames coming out of the smokestacks are the flame effects that came with the was it the last night Megatron, the leader class. Um, what I was going for is that look of the like the big rig drag racers when they shoot the flames up out of the smokestacks. I thought that was a great effect to add to Eddie. Great look. The cannon on the top and the back. I just tweaked that now, just recently, or earlier today, I should say, that it can be removed now. Before it was just glued in place. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Um, I have no idea, honestly, why he has a giant cannon, but I saw this and it was on a toy that I picked up from Savers, and I took the toy apart and I took the gun off. The gun, if I can get it to work, should still light up. There we go. It did have sound effects, but when I was messing with it, trying to put new batteries in, the speaker fell out and one of the wires separated. I don't have a soldering tool right now, or I'm trying to fix it to get the sound working again. Um, then on the back, I have this chain with decapitated, severed Optimus Prime heads on the back, and a couple of his Matrix leadership that I've taken off of other Transformer action figures that I have in the house. My idea was that going with the Prime storyline of Unicron still being, with Unicron being Earth, hell still exists in it. I don't know. This is what I came out with in my head. So hell still exists, even though it's technically Unicron. So Unicron comes with the idea. He makes a deal with the devil if he can get enough of the leaders of make the leader of Matrix from different Optimus Primes from different universes. He thinks that either he can use the powers of the combined Matrix or just wiping out Optimus Prime, thinking that he's the only one who can destroy him with the leader of the Matrix of leadership. I keep messing it up. The Matrix of leadership. So the devil comes with the idea. Eddie's there because it's Eddie from Iron Maiden. He uses Eddie as his little tool to go out and collect the different matrix of leadership from different Optimus Primes from the universe. I'm thinking throwing in there the idea from the story behind Virtual 11 from Iron Maiden, where it was Eddie through the internet. Eddie goes through the internet and he pops out of the different computers, the Optimus Prime bases, the Transformer bases, and he wipes out all the Optimus Primes, and he ends up corrupting the Optimus from the Prime universe, and he possesses him, and that's how Eddie Prime came out. But Eddie Prime just decides on his own just to wipe out every Optimus Prime and collect and keep the matrix of leadership for himself. Plural matrices, matrices, matrix, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, this is his little trophy necklace thing of different Optimus Prime heads. Now, these are just, again, I used to find all sorts of Transformers at Savers, and I found several Optimus Prime figures. I just cut their heads off and drilled holes in them to put the chain through. So I figured I just use it that Eddie uses the gun to blast holes in them, kill them, takes their heads off. These are just random wires from stuff I've just cut apart and glued on. There's actually a spine from a model kit or something I painted black and then silver dry brush. So it's Optimus Prime's spine. And again, like I said, the Matrix are just a couple of Optimus Prime figures that I have floating around that I decided to use. Basically, I think I might have just painted him all black when I was making him, and I decided to just go back and dry brush some red and, you know, the typical Optimus Prime colors and silvers, and I also gave him rust. Then I took and I think I used a Dremel tool and drilled out holes, like blaster holes on them, and I used 3D fabric paints, green for his blood pouring out of him. For the Optimus Prime heads, so he's purple. Figuring that's the energon leaking out of him. Again, like I said, the cannon can be removed, but I'm almost afraid that the glue's gonna snap anyway still. And I so wish I didn't mess up the sound. And you can see it's just glued in place horribly, and then I put some the epoxy, it's not epoxy, I keep calling it epoxy. It's something else, some sort of putty, I forget what the fuck it's called. Honestly, for added support, I'll just paint that black eventually. I mean, that's something that's not really gonna be seen. Now let's see here. This is the first time I think I've ever transformed something on camera, so probably be prepared for stuff to be out of focus. But I'm going to try my best to transform Eddie Prime from vehicle to robot mode. And yeah, I just have random Optimus Primes in the background because I think I might just do an action figure, a photo shoot using these guys at some point tonight. Yeah, these are tight from, I think it's obviously from all the paint that's on them. Don't want to mess them up too much. Yeah, and the other thing is too, now these are really heavy and they tend to topple over a lot. So the head for, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but Eddie Prime's head is actually the Todd McFarlane it was the Trooper Eddie, and the hands are the Killer Eddie. I did have the Trooper Eddie hands on here before, but I forget why I switched them. I think maybe because I liked this hand. So I originally had one of the Optimus Prime's heads glued into the palm of his hand, which I couldn't do with the ones I think it was on the Trooper. That's why I went with these. But then again, I ended up prying the Optimus Prime heads off anyways. So now he wears them kind of like a trophy necklace, kind of similar to like with the Predator. I'm trying to figure out what would be easier for this. Why is he not? Oh, did I? That's why he didn't move. Yeah, this is the main reason why I haven't done any Transformer reviews on this channel yet, because I knew I'd have issues with transforming on camera. I'm like, that good yet. I want to do reviews of Transformers. I might just cut out the fucking transformation part and just say, like, hey, this is pretty cool. Check this out. Check out his robot mode. This is him in the vehicle mode. Isn't that awesome? Because everybody has channels that shows you how to transform them. And I don't know if I could bring anything to the table, honestly. Flip these up. See, I already got issues. Spread his wings out a little bit. But yeah, that's can't really see him too well. Yeah, so that's Eddie Prime in robot mode. Again, did a 666 on the wings, and then the symbol. I think it's the artist that does Eddie for the Iron Maiden album covers. I think that's like his signature thing. Oops. Yeah. How about I complete? How about I transform correctly? See, now you know that I would suck at doing Transformer reviews, because I'll be like, oh yeah, check this out. Look at my Transformer. He is mistransformed. Aren't I the cool one? But yeah. And then plug these in the back. I know they were used guns, or you can use as jetpacks or whatever, blah blah blah, and all that other fun crap. I think. See, here I go again. I'm on camera, so now I'm fucking this up. Yeah, how about you put the peg where it's supposed to go? Excuse me. Yep. And give him his collection of Optimus Primes. Yep. There he is. That is Eddie fucking Prime. And then he's got his sword. Star Saber, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, there was more of the purple paint on this. I have a stand for him over here on another shelf. It's basically a destroyed Optimus Prime from the movies. And usually if I set him up on a shelf, I stand him in there. It's also, he's collapsed on a blown apart building. And I usually stick the Star Saber in his chest and have Eddie Prime stand over him. Now, there we go. I try not to force the sword in that far into his hand, because I've had the hands pop off before too. Because I just had him glued on. I messed up the pegs, I think. Well, there wasn't really that much of pegs, I should say, at the end on the hands to transfer it onto the Optimus Prime figure. But yeah, they're just glued on. And then, yeah, painted them up. Mud on the tires, scratches in the silver. Not much battle damage. I don't know why I put so much battle damage on the truck mode and barely leave any on the robot mode, except for like the wings you can see visibly. But yeah, I guess maybe when Eddie took over Optimus Prime's body, it just started rotting from the inside out, rusting on the outside too. I'm not going to mess with the cannon right now because, like I said, I don't think the glue settled correctly, or at least all the way. But a lot of the times, this is how he's displayed on shelf. That the cannon just in his back in the same hole, same peg hole that he has in the truck. But yeah, so that is Eddie Prime talking about his Eddie Prime. Video's all done. Now get the fuck out of here.